Hey there everybody, this is Brody from CrossbowExpert.com coming to you again, and we're looking at the Excalibur 2021 flagship bow. This is a super cool, exciting, and innovative new product from Excalibur Crossbows. This is the Twinstrike, and as the name suggests, in case you couldn't tell, there are 2 sets of limbs, 2 strings, 2 rails, and 2 triggers. So essentially what we have here is an over-under crossbow. And what that's going to allow you to do is to cock both at once, load, or not at once, but separately. You can load 2 arrows and essentially take 2 shots in very rapid succession. So no more having to worry about loading up an arrow to take a follow-up shot, should that ever be an issue. You got 2 arrows. So there's a lot of different things about this bow that are brand new this year with Excalibur. I'm going to run you through them. Starting at the back, we have the Charger EXT, which isn't new. But that's what you're going to use to cock. You start with the lower string, you cock the lower string first, upper string second. Tried and tested cocking mechanism there, completely silent, clutched on the way back. Removable, you just take it off just like this, store it in your pack, whatever, put it back on. Really nice crank system there, that's the Charger EXT. Next you've got a safety here, it's a little bit more pronounced, safe and fire. I do actually like that it's a little bit more pronounced, and I like the location of it as well. Then on the back here, we've got an integrated bubble level, and that's another new thing from them, Excalibur. That integrated bubble level there, when you're looking through the scope, you can actually use your off eye and check your level of your crossbow. So that's a really nice feature there as well. On top, we've got a brand new scope from Excalibur. This is called the Overwatch. This is a brand new scope, like I mentioned, 30mm tube, 2 to 5 magnification. The speed ring goes from 300 up to 475. So you're going to have a wide range of speeds that you can shoot this bow on. If you've got an Excalibur of the past, you want to upgrade the optic, this would be a great choice. Previously, you know, with the 1-inch tube on the TACT 100, you're going to get a little bit better low light transmission, a little bit better quality out of this Overwatch scope. So really, it's a good looking scope, and it shoots really well as well. You can look through it and everything's very clear. So that's a really cool scope from Excalibur. Moving forward, obviously, we've got a big difference because there's 2 rails. You got a top rail here and a bottom rail here. Now they do say that at 50 yards, you've got pinpoint accuracy, meaning both arrows are going to be very, very close to hitting the same spot. There's something there with the engineering of the rail angle that allows that to happen. Anything below or above 50 yards, they claim 1.5-inch groups. Now, I haven't tested it yet. It's very cold outside, it's snowing, so I have not got out and tested it past 30 yards. But at 20 and 30 yards, those arrows are very, very close together, shooting the top arrow, which fires using the first trigger, and the second arrow on the bottom rail, which uses the back trigger. So there are 2 triggers, like I mentioned, 1 for each rail. They shoot at a 4-pound pull, which is a little bit heavier in the past, but it's probably a good thing. They are a very crisp trigger. There is really no creep to them. It's a very crisp trigger. So as long as you're executing a nice clean shot, shouldn't be an issue. A little bit heavier trigger on a crossbow is not such a bad thing for safety. You don't want to accidentally touch it off if you're not ready. So that's a really nice feature from them as well. Over here, we've got a brand new quiver, and those of you who have bow hunted in the past might be familiar with this style of quiver. They call this the rebolt quiver, but those of us in the archery industry know that this is a tight spot quiver. The parent company that owns Excalibur also owns tight spot quivers, and this is a very, very similar system to what they use here. Very secure, tight, and easy to use. This is an excellent introduction. There's really nothing else as secure and as quality as far as crossbow quivers on the market. So really happy about that. This is going to be a great quiver, and they do make options for guys with older bows, older Excaliburs. The quiver mounting bracket will work on your older bows. So if you wanted to upgrade your quiver, get something a little bit quieter, a little bit nicer, the rebolt is going to be a good choice for you. Now inside of here, we see 4 quill arrows, nothing new there. But what is new is the knock system on the back. These are a new knock. It's a flat back knock like we've seen in the past, but there's a slight groove in it right here. And what they call this is their Rhino Knock. And this works in conjunction with a brand new system, a brand new anti-dry fire system from Excalibur that's actually a really, really cool innovation. It's called the Ceasefire. What this does is when you're loading this arrow into your Twinstrike here, you'll actually hear it click into place. And what that's doing is there's a small button, I suppose, that clicks into this little notch here on the nock. And this crossbow will not fire unless this crossbow nock is notched back there. So it's a very safe anti-dry fire mechanism system, the new ceasefire, and it works with this newly redesigned nock, the Rhino Knock. I've shot these. We've had these Rhino Knocks out for a little while now. They were introduced late in 2020, so they shoot just as well as the old flatback nocks of the past. They are still threaded, so you guys that use your T-handle arrow pullers can screw your T-handle arrow puller into there and get that out of your target. I'm going to run you through the specs of the new Twinstrike here from Excalibur. It's about 33 1/3 inches long. The total width is 25 inches thereabouts, uncocked, and about 21 inches wide when cocked. There's only a 14-pound cocking effort with this Charger EXT crank, and you're going to be shooting about 360 feet per second. That's the advertised speed is 360 feet per second. Now, obviously, if you're shooting a 125, 150 grain broadhead, going to be a little bit slower than that. And then the overall weight of the bow is 7 3/4 pounds, obviously without any of the accessories on it. So not the lightest crossbow in the world, but obviously you've got a little extra aluminum here. It is skeletonized a little bit to reduce that weight, but it isn't the lightest crossbow in the world, especially once you put all the accessories on it. But to be honest with you, they designed this bow to balance really well, and it does. I mean, you would think with how big it is that it feels heavy, but it really doesn't. When you shoulder this bow, it feels really just like any other crossbow as far as weight goes. I do really like the new grip. They have a very large overmolded grip here. I'm a big fan of that. I really like how that feels in my hand. Whether you've got a glove on, whether you're hunting with just your bare hands, that grip's gonna be a really nice feature as well. So I'm gonna go over and shoot it a couple times. I'm gonna cock it back, show you how all that works, and I'm gonna take a couple test shots with it and show you how these dual triggers work. All right, so I got the bow over here. I'm gonna cock it back for you. You're gonna put your Charger EXT on the release, throw your hooks around there, put your hook straps on the bottom string, make sure they're nice and snug against the rail, put the bow on the fire. You have to cock it in the fire position. Turn the bow to crank and crank her back. Now you'll hear it snap into place. Go ahead and hit release, let off. Now I'm going to hook up on the top string and go ahead and cock it back. Take those off, bow onto safety. There we go. Take your Charger EXT off, and she's loaded up, just like that. So you can see I've got 2 strings pulled back, both are cocked. I'm going to go ahead and load this up and shoot it for you here real quick. All right guys, so I've got the Twinstrike loaded up here. Like I mentioned, gonna go ahead and load it up. Now you'll see in the front here, there are 2 kind of like arrow-shaped cutouts. That's where you're going to insert your arrows into and load it in. Now you'll hear a click. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. Yep, I heard it. It clicked into place. And then what that is, that's the ceasefire engaging with this Rhino Knock. And the only way this bow could possibly ever fire is with that ceasefire disengaged by that Rhino Knock. Okay? Got 2 arrows loaded up now. Looks pretty mean. I'm going to go ahead and shoot them here in rapid succession. Going to shoot the top rail first with my first trigger and the bottom arrow second with my back trigger. Go ahead and put it on the fire. Just like that, 2 shots. So, you know, very cool, very innovative piece of equipment. There have been times in my hunting career when I've needed to take a quick follow-up shot, or maybe I had an opportunity to harvest 2 deer in quickly and hadn't been able to load another arrow. So the Twinstrike from Excalibur solves that problem, guys. 2 shots, 2 rails, 2 triggers. Just a really cool piece of equipment from Excalibur. Very excited to see what the 2021 year looks like with this Twinstrike, and I'm excited to get it out and do some long-range shooting with it. Everything that I've heard from all of my contacts up at Excalibur says I'm going to be very impressed with the accuracy of those 2 arrows out at distance. So if you enjoyed the video, guys, please leave it a like, comment if you have any questions about the ceasefire technology, the Rhino Knock, the Overwatch scope, or the Twinstrike itself. And as always, feel free to subscribe here on our YouTube channel for more crossbow related content. We'll have more videos on the Twinstrike soon. They're getting released today. I'll have my first ones through the door here very, very soon. And when that happens, I'll be able to do some more test shooting with it, maybe shoot it through the chronograph and do an unboxing for you. So until then, guys, just stay safe and have a good one.